Hello everybody, this is Matt with All About Detail, another shop spotlight. Today we have Jim with us with your 74 Pantera.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this car, Jim.
Well, I have had it, it's got to be close to 10 years now. I bought it off of eBay, found it in Kansas City, and trailered it back from there. I've done the paint is actually a pretty old paint job. So, I mean, what you've done here is amazing to get that kind of shine on.
Let me just step in there with that. This is one of the hardest paints that we've ever had in the shop as far as hardness ratings. It was very difficult for us to correct this paint. The damage that was in there was kind of substantial, and because of the hardness of the paint, it was difficult for us to buff on it. Paint doesn't like heat. When you buff on it, it likes to expand, and then you risk baking the compound into the finish. So we had to work a panel and then let it cool off and come back to it. As we were working, you could see the defect diminish, but the paint was like actually expanding. And then when the paint cooled, it would come back. So we had it was a very tricky car to correct.
I really don't know what it was painted with. That was, before I had it. So, but it has been repainted since it was new. It originally was a red vehicle, a red Pantera. So, anyway, 351 Cleveland, original motor. I have changed the heads. I've got aluminum heads, I put fuel injection on it, different intake. I put bigger brakes on it. They originally had 15-inch wheels, basically the same pattern. They were true magnesium mags, the magnesium wheels. But the wide tires in the 15 are virtually unobtainable today. Just nobody really makes them.
And what size tires are you running now?
They're 17s.
Okay.
And plus it enables you to clear a little bigger brake. So that was an asset too. I know Panteras have had a reputation of being a bit of a maintenance problem, especially with overheating. But with the electric fans that were on there originally weren't sufficient. There are much better fans now, better radiators. So you put a new radiator and new fans on there, and the overheating issues totally go away.
So there was quite a few quality issues with these when they were first made.
Especially the early years.
Yes.
Ford kept insisting on Detomaso improving them. So by the time you get to the year 74, they were considerably better than the early ones.
And how many years did this car manufacture?
Well, Ford imported them for four years, 74 being the last. But Detomaso continued to make them up through the 80s.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
But so few of them were imported, and they didn't make them anywhere near the numbers of the Ford years.
And these were actually sold in Lincoln Mercury dealerships.
Yes,
correct?
that is right. Yep.
Which is kind of an odd car to sell in that type of environment.
The assumption was that the Lincoln Mercury was a higher end, classier car, and they wanted this car to compete against the Corvette. And it would easily. I mean, you take a Corvette in the same given year, the Pantera would easily dust it. Unfortunately, it also cost twice what a Pantera cost in 1974.
What was the sticker price on this, do you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. But they were I think they were around 4,000, right around that. Delivery charges and all that, right around $4,000, which doesn't sound like anything today, but I guess in the 70s it was quite a bit. But I don't know. I mean, it was a car that I first saw one when I was in high school back in the 70s, and thought it was the coolest car I'd ever seen. I didn't know what it was, so it took me a while to find out what it was, and I was bound and determined that someday I'd own one. So it took me a long time, but
And now here you go.
here I go. I got my Pantera, and I enjoyed their adventure.
Well, very good. Well, thank you so much for letting us do our magic on this thing. Like I said, we did a paint correction on this, multi-step correction, and then we applied our Fine Lab 3-year ceramic coating to it as well. So now Jim is set for years on this car, maintaining this finish and easier to keep clean too.
Yes, looks wonderful.
So thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing it in.
Sure.